This is the Google Pixel 8 Pro, and this is the iPhone 15 Pro. They look very different. However, this is the brand new Google Pixel 9 Pro. It looks not so much like the Pixel 8 Pro and a lot like the iPhone 15 Pro. And you know what? I'm here for it. So it's very clear that Google has cribbed a little bit from the iPhone for the new design for the Pixel 9 Pro. I love the design of the Pixel 9 Pro, even though it clearly takes some stuff from the iPhone. So before I jump into why I love the design, let's talk about what carried over to the 9 Pro from the 8 Pro and what was pretty much borrowed from the iPhone. So when you hold the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 9 Pro against one another, you can see that some of the design elements have carried over year. Let's start with the camera bar. So the camera bars look very different here, but really, when you really examine them, they're very much the same. The lens placement is the same. The flash and temperature sensor placement are also the same. The only thing that's really changed here is that Google stopped going edge to edge with the camera bar and instead just did this cool little oval shape. But overall, they're not that much different. You can also see that the soft touch glass back of the Pixel 8 Pro carries over to the 9 Pro. It feels great when I touch it. I really like it. You can also see that the shiny aluminum rails have carried over year. Obviously there's some differences there, but we're going to touch on that in a second. On the bottom, you can see that the continuous speaker hole has carried over year too. And on the front, you can see that the center display cutout for the selfie camera is in the same spot on both. Really though, that's about it between these two phones. They are actually a lot more different than they are similar. So let's take a look at how it compares to this phone. The first and most glaring thing you'll notice is similar between these two phones are the sides. Both phones have flat sides. Obviously, the iPhone 15 has titanium sides and the Pixel 9 Pro has aluminum. But that doesn't really make much of a difference outside of price. Really though, you can see how similar these two things are, especially when you take a look at the buttons, which are also very similar across the two phones. On the Pixel 8 Pro, because it had curvy sides, the buttons themselves had a slight curve to them as well. But with flat sides on the Pixel 9 Pro, we have the same flat buttons that we see on the iPhone 15 Pro. On the front, you'll see that we have flat displays on both phones. Now, I know what you're thinking, the Pixel 8 Pro also had a flat display, but it wasn't truly flat. At the very edges all around the display of the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 8, there is a slight bump as the glass melds into the aluminum rails. That is not the case with the Pixel 9 Pro. This display is truly flat, edge to edge, just like with the iPhone. You'll also notice that the bezels of the Pixel 9 Pro are uniform all around, top, bottom, and side to side. That is the same as we see on the iPhone 15 Pro. That wasn't the same on the Pixel 8 series. The chin of the Pixel 8 series was slightly thicker than the rest of the bezels, making it a little asymmetrical. Now though, everything is symmetrical on the Pixel 9 Pro, just like it is on the iPhone. And finally, even the logos on the back of the phones are more similar than they've ever been. The logo on the back of the Pixel 8 Pro is slightly smaller than the G logo you see on the back of the Pixel 9 Pro, making it a little bit closer to the giant Apple logo that you see on the back of the iPhone 15 Pro. Okay, so it's clear that there are a lot of things that the Pixel 9 Pro lifts from the iPhone 15 Pro. But the most obvious thing that I haven't touched on yet is size. The Pixel 9 Pro is much smaller than the Pixel 8 Pro, but still packs in all those Pro features. This brings it much more in line with the iPhone 15 Pro. For the longest time, you've had two choices in the Android world. A very big phone with all the Pro features that you could ever want, or a smaller phone without most of those Pro features. You couldn't really get a smaller phone with all the Pro features of those larger phones. This has been problematic in the Android world because there are plenty of people out there who really want all those Pro features, but don't really like a phone that feels like a small tablet in their pockets. Apple has solved this problem by bringing in the Pro features of its largest phone to a phone that is basically the same size as the standard iPhone. We've seen this since basically the iPhone 12 series, and in the iPhone 15 series, we see it again. The iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Pro are both pretty much the same size, even though the Pro features of the iPhone 15 Pro far outclass the regular iPhone 15. In Android world though, for a long time, you just didn't have this option. Now, with the Google Pixel 9 Pro, you have all the features that you could ever want from a pro level Android phone crammed into a phone that is the same exact size as the Pixel 9, or about the same size as the Pixel 8, or for you Samsung fans out there, about the same size as the Galaxy S24. This is unheard of in the Android world, and I'm so excited that we finally have this option. So yeah, clearly the Pixel 9 Pro has lifted a lot of design elements from the iPhone 15 Pro, but that's not exactly the worst thing in the world, because now we finally have the option to get that smaller Pro phone. I sincerely hope that other brands adopt the same strategy. I would love to buy a compact but still very high-end Samsung phone. Unfortunately though, Samsung only offers enormous phones when it comes to those pro-level features. In fact, I made a whole video about how I want to see this, which you can watch up top there. But what really sets this all apart from the iPhone series is that Google still gives you the option to get that big phone. If you love the Pixel 8 Pro and how big it was, you can still get the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which is about the same size as this phone and has almost the exact same specs as the Pixel 9 Pro. In fact, you get a slightly bigger battery and obviously a bigger display, along with slightly faster charging. In the iPhone world though, that's not really the case. Although the iPhone 15 Pro has most of the same features as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's missing out on a significant camera upgrade that the iPhone 15 Pro Max has. Along with that camera upgrade, you also get a couple of other software-based features that are exclusive to the Pro Max that you don't get with the Pro. So really, Google has done one up over Apple with the Pixel 9 series. It's offering the Pixel 9 Pro or the Pixel 9 Pro XL and giving you almost the same features across the board. Anytime we start discussing Android versus iPhone, Android diehards tend to get a little upset about the idea of Android OEMs cribbing from Apple for their phone designs. And in this case, I feel like we need to give Google a break here. There are two reasons why I think the new Pixel 9 Pro design, even though it cribs a lot from the iPhone, is really good. The first is that of all the Pixel designs I've held over the past 6 years, this one is by far the best. It feels the best in my hand. I love, once again, that I can reach my thumb all the way to the other side without needing to dislocate any fingers. I love that it fits in my pocket with ease. And once again, I love that it crams all the Pro features of the Pixel 9 Pro XL down to a much more manageable size. The second reason is one that you may not have thought of though, and that's people who use the iPhone might be more comfortable switching away from the iPhone now that they know that the Pixel series is much more in line design-wise with what they're used to. More than 50% of smartphone owners own an iPhone. Here in the United States, it's either iPhone or Samsung, pretty much, with Google being a very small bit player. So all those people who use iPhones in the United States, they're locked into that Apple walled garden. But it may be a little bit more enticing for them to take a step out of that garden, knowing that when they do grab their new Pixel 9 phone, they're gonna feel a familiar style of phone. Now, that obviously means that us Android fans need to take one on the chin and understand that maybe Apple's designs have been a little bit better than Android's designs over the years, but it could mean in the long term that there are fewer iPhone fans and more Android fans. And if you're part of Team Green, like me, that can only be good news. So that's what I think about the whole Pixel 9 Pro lifting from the iPhone controversy. But as usual, I want to know what you think. Jump down in the comments and let me know if you think Google did the right thing by making the Pixel 9 series look a lot like an iPhone. And I'm also curious to know if you pre-ordered one of the Pixel 9 phones. And if you did, which one did you get? That's all for me though. I will see you guys in the next video.